Hello and welcome to the Gunning for Glory YouTube channel. I'm your host Niall McKiernan and welcome to another video. Now we're going to be talking Arsenal and Leeds. Obviously Arsenal bet Leeds 4-2 yesterday. My prediction was wrong. I said it was going to be 1-0 and Alex Lacazette would score. He didn't even start. But I'm glad that my prediction was wrong. We're going to get into the review of that game and we're going to look ahead to arguably the biggest game of the season so far against Benfica in Rome in the Europa League last 32. And yeah, as I say, we're going to be looking ahead to that, and that's pretty much it for today. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first off, now the Leeds game. My prediction was wrong. I think I kind of overestimated Leeds because Leeds just weren't good today. Now, you could argue, or was it today? No, sorry, it was yesterday. Anyway, they didn't have Calvin Phillips because he was injured, and it was very eminent. I mean, Calvin Phillips is kind of like, I suppose, the Partey in our team. Or in their team, obviously, it's kind of the Partey version of Leeds, is what I'm trying to say. And the way he always kind of forces the ball to go forward, maybe, and just a lot of playing it around the back from Leeds yesterday led to mistakes. Even Illan Meslier in goals made 2 errors. I think he made 3, to be honest, but people are saying that he only made 2. I mean, I thought he could have done more with the first and third goal, to be honest. I know the third goal was Hector Bellerin, and yeah, Meslier should be getting to that. The penalty, there was a penalty. Yeah, look, Meslier has to be at fault for that. Fantastic run from Saka. Saka was tremendous as usual yesterday. And of course Aubameyang with his hat-trick as well. It's great to see him back in form as well after all that's gone on in his life in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, look, it's just great to see him on the score sheet. And overall, it was a decent performance from Arsenal. Like, I really don't see any kind of holes, I suppose, that we need to work on. Obviously, I'd love to see Kieran Tierney back instead of Cedric, but Cedric was decent enough, I have to say. Like, defensively, I thought he was okay. Attacking wise, he was fine. He had a decent shot towards the end of the game as well. So, I thought he was fine. I'll go through my player ratings just as I go along, but I'm just making a couple of general points here. And I think overall, decent performance, as I said. So we're going to get into my player ratings now. So start off with Bernd Leno in goals. He was never really called into action, but he did let 2 goals in. I'm not saying it's his fault, but for that he just gets a 6.5 because he didn't do anything terribly wrong, but he didn't get the clean sheet, and ultimately the keeper has to be blamed for something to do with not having a clean sheet, I suppose. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, now we move on to Cedric. Cedric, as I said, didn't do anything wrong. He was, pretty solid all game, so I'm going to give him a 7. Now to David Luiz. David Luiz, in fairness, there was a couple of instances where you thought he may have been a little lackluster, I suppose, maybe in some of his passing or just some of his defending, but he did break forward a lot, and that was something that I need to talk about. Like, a lot of forward balls came from the 2 centre backs, and they were nearly pitch perfect at times. And if it wasn't for Luke Ayling's fantastic defending, David Luiz was in for an assist with an Aubameyang goal in the first half. So I'd say David Luiz gets a 7 or a 7.5 because, at the end of the day, he was pretty darn good. Going on to Gabriel. Now, I feel sorry for Gabriel in many ways because he just hasn't been able to find the form that he first had, during the season. Going back to the Man United game in Old Trafford, one of the best centre-back performances I've ever seen in an Arsenal jersey. And he was absolutely immense in that game, and he just started so well, but then he got his injury, and he just hasn't been able to pick up, and he got COVID as well, didn't he? And, he just hasn't been able to pick up that form since, I guess. And yeah, I kind of feel sorry for him in that way, but you can't, what can you do? I thought he was very good yesterday. I thought at times, there was a couple of maybe slip-ups, or just, there was a few dangerous balls coming into Patrick Bamford, but we dealt with it very well all game, I thought. And yeah, for that, Gabriel gets a 7. Now Hector Bellerin, obviously Bellerin did get on the score sheet, but I did think he was at fault for the second goal. So, I mean, overall he was okay. Overall, his link-up play on the wing was fantastic, I thought. And yeah, for that I'm going to give him 7.5, just because, why not? Granit Xhaka, again, very consistent again from Xhaka. Again, didn't do anything wrong. Did a lot of things right. So I'm gonna give him a 7. I mean, there's not really else I can say about him. He's been very consistent. Him and Saka, I think, have been some of the more consistent players, throughout this whatever the hell we're going through at the moment. And then obviously Ceballos is in for Ceballos was in for Thomas Partey, who was injured. I thought he was decent. I thought he was linking up quite well. I do think we're going to sell him in the summer, though. Unfortunately, we're going to obviously get rid of him. Sorry, because he's on loan from Real Madrid. But I do think we're going to get rid of Ceballos, unfortunately, which is it's kind of sad because he's a very good player. And it will be sad to see him go, but I think it's for the best if we want to try and buy Martin Odegaard, which we'll get onto in a sec. Moving on, I'm going to give Ceballos an 8, because I did think he was quite good. Not an 8, sorry, 7 again. Moving on to the attacking setup, we seem to be playing maybe Smith Rowe on the left, then Odegaard, and then Saka, and then Aubameyang. All four of them are going to get an 8. Are going to get an 8. Sorry, the front three, I suppose, are going to get an 8. Aubameyang's going to get a 10 because he got a hat trick. Like, what else could I give him? Like really, like, he was fantastic. Moving on, so just going to go down to Smith Rowe again. Got the assist and just very, very good. Like, I reckon that middle three of Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Saka is the future of this club. Now, I don't want to say Pepe isn't going to be in the mix because he's been fantastic recently and he's just picking up his form again, and I don't want him to lose that form. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe Arteta picked them three with a look ahead to the Benfica game, but other than that I can't really fault any of the attacking players. So Smith Rowe is going to get, as I said, an 8 because he was fantastic. Odegaard's close control I thought was immense at times. He didn't really get into the game as much as I'd hoped, but he didn't, as I said, he didn't do anything wrong, and he did make some lovely passing that led to chances and led to a goal actually as well. So yeah, he gets an 8. Saka, what more can I say? Bukayo Saka, 8 because he was absolutely immense, and I already said Aubameyang gets a 10 because, my God, he was fucking amazing. Sorry for swearing. No, he was brilliant and well deserved of man of the match, because whenever you get a hat trick for Arsenal, it's special. And he's a special talent, and that's just a reminder to people who didn't maybe think that he was a special talent. It's just a reminder of what he can do and what he basically just hasn't been doing in the last couple of weeks. And it's unfortunate, but he's back to scoring ways, and long may it continue. Now we're going to move on to, as I said, the most important game of the season, bar none. It's the game against Benfica in Rome. I'm going to look ahead to that and then conclude the video. And I will maybe do a video about team news, maybe closer to the day anyway. But anyway, yeah, on to my look ahead to Arsenal's crucial game against Benfica. Now, looking ahead to this game, there's only one thing in mind: win. Because if we don't win over the 2 legs, we're not making the Champions League, let alone the Europa League next year. Because we're 5 points off the top 6, and I really don't think we're going to make a push. Now, obviously, Everton did slip up in one of their games in hand. They've still got 2, I think, on us. Or have they got 3? I think it's 2. I think it's 2 that they still have on us. And, yeah, just looking at the teams ahead of us, I don't see any of them kind of taking a blip in form. Maybe Liverpool are in the middle of one at the moment, but I just don't think Liverpool are going to drop as much. We could make a late surge, and as I say, I'm going to remain the optimist as a fan, but looking at the run of games we have, I think we've Man City next in the league. Yeah, it just doesn't look... I just don't think through the league we're going to make Europe, so I think this is the best chance we have of getting into Europe, and we have to win this. We have to. Like, there's no ifs or buts about it. We have to win these 2 legs, sorry. Now, I don't know how it's going to work with an away goal. I know it's a neutral venue, so maybe it's just going to be 1 leg, or they're just going to count it as goals. I'm not 100% sure actually what they're doing there, but regardless, I think we have to start Aubameyang. I think we have to start Smith Rowe and Saka. Where does Odegaard fit in? Where does Lacazette fit in? Where does Pepe fit in? I suppose, you know, there's a lot of questions to be asked of Mikel Arteta's choice of attacking players, and I think that's going to be very important as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. You know, with the run and form we're in now, we haven't lost when we lost last time. Well, we haven't lost, you know, in the Europa League, I don't think, this season. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, I think we had a perfect campaign in the Europa League. So you know, it's the best chance I think we've had in a long time to progress, because you've got Leicester still in it, you've got Man United still in it. I think one of the Milans is in it as well. So there's a lot of tough competition there, but I reckon we can take it, because we do tend to do quite well in the Europa League. I mean, final a couple of years ago. We won't get into that now because that was just awful. The season after that, we got into the semi-finals. Semi-finals? I think it was the semi-finals, yeah. And then obviously, unfortunately, we got knocked out by, I can't even remember. We got knocked out with the last, like a 106 minute winner in extra time, and Aubameyang hit the post. It was a whole thing. But yeah, prediction wise, I'll save that for my team news kind of video, because I'm not 100% sure who's going to be available, who's not going to be available. But we hope that everyone's fit, everyone's healthy, and we hope that Arsenal can get it done. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This was just supposed to get a video out on the Leeds game, and then just look ahead to this week for Arsenal. We're not talking about Man City yet. We'll talk about Man City a bit more closer to the Benfica game. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this Gunning for Glory episode. As you can see, the permanent change, the Dennis Bergkamp book is up there. The Arsene Wenger book will be here. We got that for Christmas, and we'll move Gunnersaurus maybe to here, just so we can get everything in. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, share the video to fellow Arsenal fans so we can get the word out of this mediocre channel, let's be honest. And thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and yeah, bye for now.